Short leaves taste good like a beer should.
You said it. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Try a frosty cold glass of Bavarian right away.
What's that you say? No Boulder Dash or baloney here.
Cheers, everyone, and welcome to the Unfiltered Gentleman. And now, with a higher BAC than your ABV, Greg, Scott, and Dan.
That's right. Welcome in, everybody. We are the Unfiltered Gentleman. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. Most importantly, thanks for drinking along. I am Greg. With me is Shannon and Deb. Oh, damn it. This room got a whole lot uglier. They're back. With me is Scott.
Thank you.
And Dan.
Thanks, Greg.
Your beard's starting to come back, too.
I know, it is, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a hot minute, and
yeah,
starting to look like a man again.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's time to shave it off again.
No. we'll lose listeners.
Oh, man.
Our stats took a deep dive when you made the announcement that you shaved your beard.
They can hear the difference.
They can.
There's a filter.
Your voice gets a little higher pitched
Yeah.
every time you shave. So glad to have you gents back. We can actually talk a little sports today.
Great to be back.
I tried that a couple weeks ago. It
Yeah.
fell on my face with that one. But
What's the basketball?
yeah, exactly. But everything else went very well.
Yeah,
so
it did. Yeah.
I thank Deb and Shannon.
I was
for-
in fear for my job.
and rightfully so.
Yes.
Yeah. You should live that way every day. So thanks, guys, for listening. Thanks for joining along. Our shout out to Elk Ridge, Maryland, for being our top listening city of last week. Thanks, Elk Ridge. Population 7, I found out. Not really. I didn't look it up. That required effort. I know. I would have believed me, too. Elk Ridge, Maryland.
And it makes sense that they would be our top listeners.
Population 7. So thank you out there. Burp word of the week is Turkey Day, since, Thanksgiving's coming up this week.
Coming right up.
That's right. Speaking of coming right up, I think it's time we come right up on some delicious beers.
Grab your libations, pals. It's time for Beer of the Week.
And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend, and I'll say, I think I'll have myself a beer.
Yes, indeed. First up today, our Beer of the Week comes to us by way of Sierra Nevada.
Ooh.
It's their annual release of Celebration Fresh Hop IPA. 6.8%, 65 IBUs, has a 3.74 on Untapped and a 93 on Beer Advocate. From Sierra Nevada, they say, the start of celebration season is a festive event. When the first fresh hops arrive from harvest, the party begins. We first brewed Celebration in 1981, blazing the path for American-style IPAs and offering a new take on holiday beers, which are often spiced and sweet. Famous for its citrus and pine aromas, Celebration is bold and intense, featuring Cascade, Centennial, and Chinook hops, honoring everything we have at Sierra Nevada. I look forward to this one every year.
Huh. I've never had it.
Oh, every year, yeah.
One of you has it every year, one of you never had it. Well,
I do.
I'm glad we could pop your cherry.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Like you, I wait for it to come out.
Yes, this is definitely something I look forward to all the time. They use fresh hops in this one. They don't just use the pellets. And I love it because it feels kind of wintry, but it's still an IPA. They didn't, go spicy and cinnamony on us.
Right. Yeah, no, it's, definitely tastes very holiday-ish. Tis the season.
It's like a hoppy Christmas in my mouth. Hoppy Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, and you can really get that spice kind of on the, what do you call that? God, I've been gone 2 weeks. I don't know what
on the
hell
back
anymore.
End?
Yeah, on the back end there. But it's not in a bad way either. It's not like it's almost kind of like in a dry kind of way.
Yeah, it's a very dry beer. Finish is very clean. You do get some of that piney on the finish. It's just it's a good IPA that I could drink in the snow in a log cabin.
Yeah,
I'd rather drink it not in the snow, but
yeah, not in the snow.
Yeah, but you could if you had to.
End up like The Shining.
Right.
It's all frozen in the maze with the beer.
Yep. Beer it is.
Aren't they having a remake of that coming out?
Yeah.
Funny you should mention that.
I'll tell you all about it.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait.
We have quite
Good
the show
segue.
to get to, yes. We have a little crotch talk. We got some sports to get to now that everyone's back. And Dan has a movie to review.
Yes.
And some huge breaking booze news.
Oh, man.
Huge. So I say we just dive right in and get the show on the road.
What are you waiting for?
Have a grievance to share?
Oh,
it's
boy.
time for crotch talk.
Scott's got a few. I have a grievance.
Man.
Around here, and I think it's in a couple other states, there's this restaurant chain called Lazy Dog.
Yes.
Lazy Dog Cafe. And they're known to have a few decent beers on tap. And we went there. We talked about, or when the girls were on the show, we talked about how we're remodeling the house and we just didn't want to cook. And we went to Lazy Dog one night and sat outside with the boy, ordered some beers, and Shannon ordered a 14 Cannons Marooner Marzen.
Oh.
14 Cannons is local to us.
Yeah.
We're very familiar and intimate with the Marooner Marzen. It's one of our favorite beers from there. It's her favorite beer. Yes. We had it at the day we got engaged and everything. It's a very good beer we have all the time. We know it well. It showed up tasting like soap.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
And if you look at the glass, you see bubbles on a glass like in the beer, it means that the glass is dirty.
Oh.
And there was bubbles everywhere.
Oh, man.
So the waitress comes around like, hey, how's things going? I don't think I've ever sent back a beer before, but we finally had to do it. It was bad.
Wow.
We couldn't, it was like drinking dish soap.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And so we're like, hey, this tastes really soapy. She's like, oh, should I get you a different one? She's like, no. I think the next one's going to taste soapy also, so why don't I get a different beer? So she got what I had the IPA from local brewery institution. That one seemed to be okay, so she got that. But yeah, so clearly they had dirty lines. They probably also had really like soapy, residuey glasses that was causing that. And I was like, come on, you guys need to get your shit together. You're like a semi-national chain.
Yeah.
And then in our disgust for how horribly they treat their beer, we were looking up, they have this beer club. So we looked up like, I wonder who makes their beer. Golden Road makes their beer.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was like, oh, they want us to pay a bunch of money to get these beer shipments like quarterly or something. And it's Golden Road. It's like, oh, you guys are really shysters. I will not be returning here to drink. I probably will because they allow the dog, but I won't be happy about it. So
yeah, I was going to say,
yeah,
there's not many places you can go to.
I'll drink this, but I'm not going to be happy.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a local place out here called Cronies. I know you guys have heard of it.
Yeah.
They allow dogs on the patio. We go there quite often. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're all the time. We love Cronies. Everyone outside of there is like, the fuck are you talking about?
Haven't been to Cronies in years.
They got great wings. Great wings.
They got great everything.
Yeah, great beer
breakfast, right?
Oh, their breakfast burritos? Oh my God. When you're hungover, you get a breakfast burrito and a schooner of beer.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right?
They also do schooners of mimosas.
Oh, really?
Wow. Yeah, like if you need to start your day with a mimosa, they'll give you a big ass mimosa.
That's right.
Wow.
Yes. I swear they're not sponsoring us.
I've been to Cronies in, probably 10 years.
Now you live not too far from one. There's one in the city of which you now live in.
West Hollywood?
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's called Bronies. You should go with great wings, great beer.
Look for it.
Oh yeah, I've been to that one.
Okay.
What else? Oh, I talked about this, like I said, with the house remodel. We finally are almost finished. On top of painting, we had the floors redone. Good Lord. They're like, yeah, we might make a little bit of a mess, just so you guys know. I'm like, yeah, we figured you would. Like an inch of dust over everything. You can hear the allergies in my voice, and I apologize. I've been like loading up on Zyrtec for the last week. It's been awful. First world problems. And I want to mention that next week we have the interview. I did this back in August when I was in Denver. I interviewed Alyssa Thorpe, a.k.a. Southern Beer Girl, over at Jagged Mountain, and I apologize to her and to everyone that took so long to get it out, but it is now ready. It'll be going up next week, so make sure you listen to batch 177 with Southern Beer Girl, Alyssa Thorpe. And then finally for me, Dan sent this over, and it was too good not to play on the show, especially since Scott works at Home Depot. I think he transferred stores for a day. Here's a news story.
Scary moments for customers at a Kansas Home Depot. Police responded to reports of a bomb threat at the store in Wichita. A customer alerted employees. A man inside the bathroom said there was a bomb in the building. Police were able to locate the man responsible for those comments, and that man told police he warned other guests to leave the restroom because he was, quote, fixing to blow it up, but had no intention of causing a panic. Man also told police others in the room laughed, understanding his joke, which I'm just now getting. Home Depot says they will not be pressing charges. But I can tell you right now, you asked the producer for me to read that, didn't you?
I tried to warn you.
To Ethan now, please.
No.
It's a great newscast.
No, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
They cannot compose themselves.
All right, we can do this.
Can you?
All right. Turning now to an impassioned.
Dan, where did you find this?
I found it on Twitter.
This is great.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm only there for basketball, but somehow like nonsense gets it filtered in there. Of course.
Oh
so,
yeah,
yeah.
And that was some of the best nonsense.
Oh yeah, I always find some pretty good stuff. Yeah. But that was perfect. Like,
that was great. You might want to get out of here and fixing to blow this place up. Does sound like something Scott would say too.
Fixing to blow it up.
Yeah, he was nice enough to warn him. I don't warn him.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
I just fire away.
Yeah, just gets in there and drops bombs.
Man.
Oh god, that was great. Good job, Wichita.
Yes.
Yep.
Any other grievances, anybody, or beer or anything?
I guess not really a grievance, but
okay.
I came across. I guess I can say a crazy guy, crazier than me. I think.
Oh, let's say, was it in the mirror or another one?
No, and it wasn't dropping a bomb either.
Okay.
Taking the dog out for a walk the other night, and I see some guy in the parking lot, just kind of like he's like walking back and forth and rubbing his head and talking to himself. I'm like, oh, this is kind of weird. So I continued, and as soon as I got up close to him, he's like, oh my God. He goes, I've totally ruined my car. He goes, I need your phone right now. And I honestly did not have my phone with me. And I told him, I said, well, I don't have my phone with me. He goes, oh, well, you don't care. I don't care either. And I can see the guy was upset. And I almost said, yeah, you're right. I don't care. But I just didn't say nothing. And what had happened was he had pulled up to the parking lot where I live in West Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And instead of stopping, he rolled up over the sidewalk, ran over a handicap sign.
Oh, jeez.
And he didn't stop there. When he went to back up to correct it, you know how the metal signs with the metal pole and everything. When he went to back up,
his gas tank or something.
It tore the whole front of his car off.
Oh shit!
He's he goes, I've totally ruined my car. And so he was just like freaking out over it, and I'm trying to just get away from him.
Right.
And so I noticed another guy in another car. He's looking at me, and you can't see this, but he'd made the motion to me, should I call the police? And I just nodded my head, yeah. I said, just nodded my head, yeah, and did the circle thing that the guy's crazy. And like within 10 minutes, I mean, there was police, there was fire trucks, there's like everything there.
I wonder what that guy told the cops when he called them.
I wonder.
There's this crazy guy attacking some elderly man.
Anyway, he told me, he goes, well, I had an appointment with the office, and that particular day, the office was closed. And I told him, well, the office is closed. Well, they're open for me.
Does he live at your place of residence?
No. He was, I guess, trying to live there. Apparently, according to him, he had an appointment to get, look at the place.
You guys going to share a padded room together?
Yeah.
Not a good first impression.
Yeah. Long story short, he lives with me now.
Oh, okay. We have new roommate, everybody.
So, he tore his car up.
Wow, what an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. How do you do that?
That's tricky.
Yeah.
Then to back up, just keep going.
Just to back.
Just keep going.
I mean, you have to go up over the sidewalk, run over the sign, and then go far enough over the sign to when you back up to get off the sign, just totally rip the whole front end of your car off.
Good Lord. Was it a nice car?
It was a Chevy SUV.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember. It was not a Suburban or anything like that, but I mean, it's a decent car.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Good times.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else? Want a little sports?
Yeah, let's go to sports.
Let's do some sports.
It is.
I feel like I haven't talked sports in a while.
I know a little bit about sports.
Do you?
I think so.
One or two things?
And now, the sports, brought to you by cleaninguptheglass.com.
Whether it's the Baltimore Chop or the 1-2 punch, it's time for sports.
I think I got a new one.
Do you?
It's been a couple weeks.
I can't remember.
Yeah. I think I did write about Karl Malone and John Stockton.
Oh, yes. You
That's
did.
right.
Nice.
And just kind of like,
that was a good one.
Yeah, there's just too much stuff on Twitter, man. Like, it just makes me want to delete the app, I swear to God. But
except for that Home Depot thing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's true. That's why I stick around for that. Right. But basically, like, I just got tired of it. Some idiot had said, like, oh, Jordan only scored so well because he was playing against John Stockton and John Havlicek. And I was like, John, did you mean Jeff Hornacek? Everyone's like, yeah, those Havlicek Jordan matchups. John Havlicek played in the 70s. Like, it's like nowhere in Jordan's era. So I was like, I felt like I had to educate NBA Twitter a little bit on just how good these guys were. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, good job.
Yeah. Thank you.
Stockton and Malone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't stand him.
Me neither.
No, Laker fan could.
No, exactly.
Because he kicked our ass.
That's right.
But the Lakers are now in first place.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Best record in the NBA.
Best record in the God, my sports teams, after years of lamenting, finally the Lakers are doing good. The Niners are doing good. Dodgers
Dodgers have been the Dodgers.
Yeah, Dodgers will.
The only reason they lost
finals.
2017 is because the Astros cheated.
Oh, that's true.
right.
It's documented.
Hashtag
right now.
cheaters.
Yes.
But
Dirty
yeah,
cheaters.
those 49ers. God, can you imagine if it's Tom Brady versus Jimmy Garoppolo in the Super Bowl?
Oh, man.
That would be the sexiest Super Bowl
oh, my God.
of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Just put out a runway.
Boner City.
Yeah.
They'd be banging the hell out of Jennifer Lopez and Shakira at halftime, I think. We wouldn't have a show.
That is probably accurate.
Yeah.
All right, real sports. The Bengals are scraping the bottom. They're going back to Andy Dalton for Week 13 after benching him in Week 8. Going back around.
I didn't know they benched him.
I don't think anybody knew.
Yeah,
It's the
for who?
Bengals.
Oh, I knew. Yeah,
Of course you did.
Yeah, they were awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still are.
Yeah, it's just
it doesn't
funny.
matter.
Yeah, yeah. You would think, okay, we're going so far back the other way. Let's just keep it up. But it's like, at this point, like, he might turn into a good Andy Dalton and start stringing a couple of wins.
It's Week 13. What's it matter?
Exactly.
At this point, you want to lose the rest of the season and get a better pick.
Aren't they in tank mode right now?
Yeah.
They should be.
Keep your rookie in there so
No
he gets a
kidding.
little experience and tank the rest of the season.
tank
Yeah.
it.
Put your
then-
punter in there to be your quarterback. Whatever.
Yeah, who cares?
Well, by having your rookie in there, he gets a little play time.
Right.
And if he sucks and like in the season you end up dropping him or whatever, then Andy Dalton's fresh as a daisy next year.
There you go.
Yeah, put in Tony the Tiger.
Can he be
1,
worse
2,
than
3,
Andy Dalton?
break.
Exactly. So, anyways, the XFL, it's coming in 2020.
Yeah.
Has
This spring.
blocked the Lions from signing quarterback Josh Johnson. He had signed with the XFL. They reached back out to him. They dropped him earlier this year. Reached back out to him because boy are they in trouble. And the XFL said, "Nope, we've already got him."
Maybe Kaepernick could.
I know, right? What was that thing? Everybody's showing up to watch a toss of football, and it's like, nah, we don't want to sign him.
Well, what
Was
a shit
Vince
show!
McMahon there?
Yeah, what a shit show that workout was too.
Yeah.
He shows up like, I don't want to sign the waiver. We're having this workout somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, this is a circus.
Yeah, it's turning into, it's like, dude, you don't have a team. Like, and you're already a diva. Forget it.
Yeah. So surprising they didn't sign him right away.
Well, I feel like he's doing this on purpose to try and like further prove some point. You know, he doesn't want to get hired so he can say everyone's being racist.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying there's not a fair level of racism in the NFL, but I am saying you're making it real hard to hire you.
You're right. Exactly.
Like you're turning this whole thing into a spectacle. And there's one thing that NFL coaches hate, it's fucking spectacles.
That's right.
And I'm sorry, he's not that good.
He's not.
He's not.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not, you know who should start complaining is Johnny Football. Say, why am I not in the league?
Yeah.
You guys hate white guys? It's like, no, you suck. Trust me.
They have a long history of hating white quarterbacks.
Yeah, but it's true. It's the spectacle associated with these people.
Right. Yeah, nobody wants to deal with the drama behind it.
And these
especially
people, I
in the
mean
NBA.
quarterbacks.
Right.
Can't get me there.
Yeah, don't get in trouble.
That's right, I won't.
Speaking of quarterbacks, the Redskins quarterback Dwayne Haskins missed the final snap of their their win on Sunday. So he thought the game was over and went up to take a selfie with some fans.
Oh my God.
And in the meantime, the coaches couldn't find him. They needed him to line up for the victory formation to end the game because they got the ball back. They had to send out Case Keenum, their backup, to finish the game off. And he's off on the sidelines taking selfies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What an idiot.
Did they win that game?
They did. They won that game. That's why he was off. He
He's
thought
not
the
used to
game was
winning.
over. He's not used to winning. He thought the game was over and he was celebrating. Little did he know they got the ball back before the clock ran out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was already assuming that they lost and he was taking a selfie. I'm like, oh, what? Because they were just bad.
So was he.
Yeah. There's nothing to selfie about. You're a Redskin. Knock it off.
Yeah. Well, I guess they lost. He'd be like, hey, that's 8 straight. Take a selfie with me.
Yeah.
But no, they won. Little baseball news. The Dodgers are apparently chasing after Garrett Cole, Steven Strasburg, and Anthony Rendon in the offseason. I guess if they've got the payroll, then fucking go for it.
Right.
But I'd like to see that happen.
Yeah, I could think of a few people they could drop.
Yeah. I could think of a couple of pitchers they get rid of.
Yeah.
So, they get Rendon, then the redheaded guy, Ginger, will have to move off at third base. But
Turner? Justin Turner?
I want to call him Tucker for some reason.
I like him.
I do.
He's one of the few players that.
No, I like him a lot. He'll have to move off at third base, probably go to
maybe
second or something, or shortstop, whatever.
They could drop Kershaw and Jansen.
Yeah,
I'll just say it right now.
Oh, yeah, especially Jansen. I've been saying get rid of him for 2 years.
Kershaw back to back.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that guy.
Anyway,
he needs some new scenery.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Always looking good in the playoffs.
Oh, man.
And then another quick Dodger news. Rich Hill will miss probably the first half of the season, just had elbow surgery.
Oh, snaps.
That's too bad. I like Rich Hill a lot. Dick Mountain.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I mainly like him for his nickname, but he's also a pretty good pitcher. As long as he doesn't take himself out.
He missed a lot of last year, too.
Missed a fair chunk, and now he's going to miss about half the season. When he's in, he's good. As long as he doesn't take himself out of the game during the World Series. God damn, we would have won that had that not happened. Anyways, woo! Instead of old-timey word, we got a beer quote of the week.
Nice.
This comes to us from W.C. Fields. Everybody's got to believe in something. I believe I'll have another beer. That's a quote I can get behind.
I like that one.
Yeah. I believe I'll have another beer.
Do that.
All right, let's class things up a bit. This one's a classy dame with a great palate. It's Beer Babe of the Week. It is Beer Babe of the Week. Her name is Alana, and you can find her on the grams at AYLON. Alon, I guess? I don't know. AYLON. She works at Poorhouse Brewing Company down in the San Diego area.
Boom.
Yes, which I hear good things. I haven't had a chance to check them out, but I hear good things.
I haven't either.
Have you heard about them?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. We got to get the fuck down there then.
That's right.
Go have some Poorhouse. Go hang out with Allie and Callie. So make sure you're wow, words are hard today. Make sure you're following Alana at AYLON on the grams. I think you'll be quite glad you did. All right, we got a bullpen beer to get to. We also have a movie review from Dan and some very big breaking booze news. Let's start off with the movie. Is that good with you?
Sure.
Let's start off with the movie, and then we'll do bullpen beer.
All right. So over the weekend, I watched Dr. Sleep, which is the sequel to The Shining. Ooh. It's actually a sequel, yeah. I had watched, or I'm a cultured individual. I know most listening to the show probably wouldn't believe it. That's right, yeah. I do. I'm a gentleman, and I've actually read both books, The Shining and Dr. Sleep.
Okay,
I read and watched The Shining.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Well, you're a gangster.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I liked, as far as like the movie, like Shining, like I like The Shining better than the book. That's like one of the rare things that like I kind of felt like. In the movie, they kind of dealt with more like family things and just more how Jack was kind of like over his family a little bit.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. But in the book, they really dealt more with alcoholism was a problem. I guess you were taking your sip right there. You gotta stop yourself.
I'm glad I haven't read it then.
So that was like an issue. I guess Stephen King was going through it himself, so he was kind of writing about it. And that's kind of where this movie kind of takes off of a little bit. I kind of wondered if they were going to do that, and they do kind of delve into a little bit with alcoholism. It follows Danny 35 years later or something like that. Dude's like in his 40s.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's a drunk.
He's the kid from the original one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a big drunk like his dad, like his old man.
That reminds me, I'll have another.
I know how that goes.
So, but basically this movie I felt should have been called The Shining, really, because like in the other movie, it was kind of about the house, and maybe I guess you could argue with me that the house shined a little bit, but this movie is more about like the actual gift of shining that some people have, So Dan meets this chick. She's actually a little girl named Abra. Abracadabra.
Was it Cadabra?
and she shines, but she shines like really well, like like better than Danny ever did in the movie.
Do you mean
Shines
literal
what?
shining like light?
So I guess some people can see it.
Okay.
It's here's the thing, like when I read the book, I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna explain all this shit, movie? Like that's the only reason I went to go see it, honestly. Like I was like, I got to see how this goes into theater. Like there's no way you could explain it. And I'm dying over here trying to explain it, but whatever. As far as, if I enjoyed it, like I felt like I was a little disappointed in it a little bit.
Oh.
And not so much like the acting. Like I felt like the little girl Abra was really good.
Okay.
And I felt like the antagonists were pretty good too, where these people that they fed on people who shined, basically. So they kind of fed off their essence. They killed they were killing kids, man. It was crazy.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
Somebody has the balls to kill some kids.
There's been 2 movies this year they've been killing kids. It Chapter 2 and then this movie. And it's like before that, Hollywood is so afraid to kill children, but they're just dying left and right now.
Finally, parents have had enough.
Yeah, I know,
Please kill our kids.
Oh my God. I was crying. I was so happy. But I kind of felt like even the book didn't really. I guess the book fleshed out things a little better, and I think that's what you get with a book is you have more pages, more time to kind of flesh out characters and things. Where in a movie,
there's no time limit.
Yeah, exactly. A movie, it's like, hey man, we got 2.5 hours to try to squeeze all this shit in here.
Right.
Yeah, a book it took you.
Hurry up, Scott's almost asleep.
Yeah, like
this is minute 4. I know. Hurry.
Yeah. So
my eyes are closing.
There's only so much you can fit in there, and I kind of felt at the end
That's
too.
what she said.
At the end of the movie, they do end up going back to the Overlook Hotel, which if you were fooled by the trailers, like the whole thing has nothing to do with the hotel, really. Up until about 30 minutes left in the movie.
Spoiler alert.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, if that's it, and I'm only spoiling it only because I read the book.
Yeah.
And I kind of was like, whatever. I can imagine someone who didn't read the book would be like, what the fuck is going on here? And that more than likely, that's going to be your reaction, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, drink to get through?
I think, you're with Danny a little bit in that movie. You're kind of drinking to get through it a little bit. Yeah.
You're developing a bit of a problem?
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. I have to be honest. I haven't seen the original either.
Oh. Man.
I'm the world's worst movie watcher.
That original's really good.
Like, there's so many movies that, as a film major, you think I should have been required to watch at some point, but I haven't. Like, I've never seen The Godfather.
Oh my God.
Man. Here's Johnny.
Yeah, it should be illegal.
Should give you your
one of the
diploma.
greatest parts of that movie was
yeah,
Nicholson breaking in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah. They should not have let me graduated.
Yeah, I think so.
That's how horrible they were at my school.
I would graduate with honors, apparently.
Oh, you would?
Watch every single movie.
Yep.
But they'd flunk me for watching Wolf Cop, I think.
I know.
Oh, man.
Dan, you had a lot of extra credits saved up, but unfortunately, we're taking it all away.
That's right.
Oh, God. All right. Well, very nice. So maybe if you really feel like you need to watch it, wait till it comes out on
I would say
iTunes
that.
or whatever.
Probably. You can wait.
Streaming.
Definitely don't got to go to the theaters. And it was funny on the way over there. Like, I was like, I'm going to get drunk before I get over there. And and I was like, I'll call an Uber. And I had called one. And a good thing, like, I didn't get, like, baked or anything because I got picked up. And he was like, I was like, hey, how's it going? And the guy just went,
Yard out.
Oh, no. It's Kane.
And I was like,
you Rudy Poo.
Wow.
I was like, holy shit, I would not have been able to handle that. But luckily, like,
you would have ran out of that car.
And luckily, like, my math teacher in junior high, he had a tracheotomy too. And he, like, talked while burping or something like that.
Oh, God.
It was crazy, dude. And so I was able to kind of, like, understand what this guy was saying. But holy hell, he would have scared the shit out of me.
Well, because he had the burp of the week. So getting used to that.
Doctor says I need a bacchiotomy.
So speaking of that, did you guys see the video of the Lyft driver beating up that woman?
No.
Apparently,
have you been fired since?
Yeah. Well, I no longer drive for Lyft. Apparently, some woman was playing some song that the Lyft driver didn't like. He told her to turn it off, and she refused.
Oh.
He dragged her out of the car, and this is you can, I guess, YouTube or whatever. He drags her out of the car and just starts hitting her.
Oh.
And this isn't in L.A. And so then, like, people that are driving by, they stop and they, go and, like, try to help the lady and everything. But yeah, so it was a Lyft driver then.
He goes, wait. This is the song she was playing.
Yeah.
No.
Like, oh, okay, go ahead, kick her ass.
It was probably the 1-800 Cars for Kids.
Oh my God.
I'd beat her ass too.
I hate that commercial.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Then Dan donates to him.
That's right. Hey, it worked, man. You gotta hand it to him.
That's
Way
true.
to go.
Any new car yet? Forgot to ask.
Oh no, I'm working on my old car actually. If I could fit that into kind of a crotch dock, I guess.
Is it running?
Almost.
Ish?
I think we kind of got it. Me and my dad have been working on it. No. I got an older one, older Monte Carlo. It's 80. It looks like the car from Training Day. If you ever seen that movie?
Nope.
Damn it!
I've actually seen that movie.
Have you really?
Yeah.
That's the car.
Yeah.
So I think me and my dad kind of figured it out. We're like, all right, we're ready to roll. But I think we had tried to start it so many times, like the week before and the week before that I think we drained the battery.
Oh yeah.
So we tried it again, and we're like, damn, it's the battery now. So I think we just gotta get a new battery. Maybe this weekend it'll fire up.
Can't just jump it or trickle the battery or something?
And it was dead.
Oh.
We took it down to O'Reilly's, and it was like, no, dude, it's like, oh man,
This has been dead since 87.
Yeah.
What year is it?
80.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the old cars.
Yeah, you can actually work on them.
Yeah.
No computer.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's nice.
If it's not working, you just adjust the screw, and there's
Yep.
your idle and your
So hopefully we'll
It's just
see.
the carburetor a little bit. Yeah.
If not, it's gonna get a little dicey. We're like, oh,
Do
Do you have exhaust on that?
no, it's nothing too fancy.
Oh.
No, it's pretty much stock for the most part.
Bet that would sound so nice.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
that's true.
That old engine just
Yeah.
roaring.
Oh man,
Is it a 6 or an 8?
6.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. Let's get some exhaust on that bad boy. I want to hear you drive up for the show.
that would be cool, man.
That's all I'm saying.
Right?
Like, I know a lot of people really like pimp out their cars, and I'm not into making your car look ridiculous.
Right.
There's a couple things I really like. You got to have nice rims. Now, here's the thing. Cars nowadays come with really nice rims from the dealer, usually.
Right, yeah.
So I don't like stupid rims. It's like if it came with nice looking rims, just leave it. I don't like the stupid, like fucking, 32s on your car.
I agree.
But if you have shit rims, get nice ones. Got to have a good system. Got to be able to bump. And I don't need like amplified exhaust. I just want something to let it flow.
Yeah.
I want to be able to hear that natural, like when you start it up. Like that's what I like here.
That is nice.
I hate the little like rice rockets that come by and you hear like as they shift it pops, it's like
yeah.
it's like, come on. That sounds ridiculous. Just
Like,
put
really?
just open it up, let it flow naturally, get a little of that engine noise. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways,
Yeah, you're right. That's a good idea.
I'll tuck it back in my pants now.
I think I am going to do that. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like it.
Just like a straight, because they probably have just take off the muffler, go with the straight pipe. You don't need to put a big pipe on there. It could even look stock.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it a straight pipe, no muffler. That way you get the
the OG pipe on it. I kind of did put it's like a chrome. As opposed to it was just like one of those black pipes sticking out of it before.
Was it one of the ones that like angles down?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's very 80s.
So I had to fix that.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, that looks kind of whack.
Is it dual or just one?
No, just one.
See, I'm a nut job. I in my life I have to have like symmetrical things. I can never own a car that doesn't have dual exhaust.
Is that right?
I would go insane. It would kill me. Either no exhaust or dual exhaust. I couldn't have it where you could see one. Like I need it in the middle or something. If it was just gonna be one, because I'm fucking weird. I'm OCD as shit.
Dually.
Yeah, I'm like the Howie Mandel of podcasting. I'm nuts.
But I have to agree with you. I hate the cars that are like so loud and noisy,
Right.
but they can't do over 40 miles an hour.
Right.
It's like so irritating.
It sounds like they're dying on the freeway.
Yeah.
Man.
Ran, like,
It's like, hey, your 93 Civic needs a little help.
exactly.
I was behind a car. God, I can't remember what it was. We're buying a car the other day, and the wife goes like, why does it make that noise? And I said, oh, that person has clearly drill holes in their exhaust in their cat.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't hear. That's not a normal noise to hear. I said, if they
No.
put nice exhaust on, you'd hear this nice rumble. But it was just I'm dying noise. Like that is, and it was really loud. I was like, that's holes. They've drilled holes.
yeah.
Oh man,
That's what that is.
that's awful.
That's a poor man's
terrible.
exhaust
That's
system.
terrible.
Yeah. I'm going to drill holes in it so it's louder. It's like, okay, that's stupid. Don't do that. All right, I'll stop talking about cars now. We have a bullpen beer to get to. Let's pass that out. And in the meantime, I will start off with a little news.
Extra, extra, drink all about it. It's time for booze news.
It is indeed. And Dan's unzipping over here. Luckily, it's just a cooler this time. All right. So here, take that over there. I'm
I
gonna,
could help, right?
yeah, right. Here, take your lunchbox back. Dan brings his lunch with beers in it sometimes. Anyways, big breaking news. I will talk about as I pour. I can multitask. New Belgium Brewing has been acquired by Kirin's Lion Little World Beverages.
Whoa.
So the brewery I thought that would never sell out has sold out.
Sold out.
You sold out.
Exactly.
You sold out.
You fucked up. Oh, boy, was this big news the other day. I had no idea. I never would have expected New Belgium of selling out. If there's 3 craft breweries, you said who would never do it, I'd say New Belgium, Sierra Nevada, and Stone. They'll never do it.
Yeah, New Belgium. Wow.
Yeah, I mean they're the OGs.
That's shocking.
This fat tire. So
it's like Stone Cold becoming a heel.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
wait,
And singing Kumbaya.
Right.
Financial terms of the deal were not disclosed, although it's expected to close at the end of 2019, pending approval from government regulators as well as co-owners. And if you remember, New Belgium is employee-owned, so they all have shares. Right. They still have to vote on this. There's a chance this may not go through, but it probably will. Once closed, the transaction will mark the end of New Belgium's 100% employee-owned status, which was fully implemented in 2012, and the end of the company's status as a small and independent craft brewer, as defined by the Brewers Association. New Belgium's headquarters will remain in Fort Collins, and CEO Steve Feschmer will remain at the helm. Speaking of Brewbound, Lion Little World Beverage Managing Director Matt Tapper called the deal quite a milestone for Lion. Lion's U.S. ambition, he said, is to create a leading craft beverage business over time with great brands, great people, and community trust in the organization. I don't think you could do it with a bigger brewery in the U.S. than that. This guy that works for Lion, Matt Tapper, was also a part of getting Firestone to join Duvel a few years back. So he apparently knows what he's doing with these big breweries. Shit. So it was just a lot of huge fallback and like holy shit in the craft beer world last week when this was announced. Their fall. I mean, we've seen Dogfish Head go to Boston Beer, still craft though, still That's craft. Right. Now this, and it's getting crazy out there.
Yeah.
So. We'll see what happens.
Dog eat dog world.
That's right. I guess we have to stop. I mean, if you want to be craft, it's time to stop buying New Belgium. You know, I know people who have a extensive collection of New Belgium beers, like some of their sours and stuff. They've been aging for quite some time, which I'm not saying don't drink them. Still fucking drink them. It's not like they're founders. They didn't, go be racist or something.
Of course.
That's right.
Right. And you bought it while they're craft. It's fine. Just didn't see that one coming. Very, very surprising. Wow. All right. Should we call the pen before we get any further?
Yeah.
We're all poured. Let's call the pen.
He calls to the bullpen for
beer.
Yes, he does. Dan brought this one in for us today. This is Stone Brewing's Fear.Movie.Lions Double IPA. 8.5%, has 60 IBUs, has a 91 on Beer Advocate, and a 393 on Untapped. That's 2 90-plus beers for us tonight.
Damn.
Beer Advocate. From Stone, they say New England-style IPAs are all the rage. Fans of Stone repeatedly ask for our take on the style, which can be met with some criticism. Rooted in West Coast-style IPAs for decades, how would we do it? Fear no more. Our brewers took the approach to deliver incredibly hoppy and aromatic flavor while keeping it very balanced and upping the alcohol unnoticeably, nailing this astounding one-of-a-kind creation. Overall, this unfiltered double IPA is juiced up with massive tropical and citrus notes. The mild bitterness and relatively dry body complement the style, and the residual maltiness nicely rounds it out. Lingering lime peel and tropical fruit derived from the hop stand out on the finish, begging one to seek out more. What say you, fellas?
Yeah.
Sorry, my voice is getting a little raspy over here.
Yeah, it's man. This one, when I've drank it, at least, it catches you quick.
It does not taste like 8.5%.
No, it doesn't.
They're right. It is very unnoticeable.
It is until you finish that first one. I got to be honest with you. Like normally that first one is like whatever. I remember my first beer, but that this one catches me already. I'm like, holy shit! Like I feel like I'm gonna start slurring a little bit. Like pretty, and then that I don't drink that much during the week, so when I get to Friday, and I have that first one, I'm like, holy crap.
Especially you haven't eaten yet.
Yeah.
You had no food and you drink one of these somewhat quickly.
Oh, that's what happened during the movie.
Oh, yeah. That'll hit you.
Yeah, and I met that guy. Holy crap.
You're right. You met Kane.
Right.
That Rudy Poo candy ass.
Yeah, no, I was feeling it already. I was like, this is good.
Yeah, this is good. This hides the 8.5 very well. I do get a little the fruitiness. I get a lot of the citrus on it, a little of that lime peel they talked about. Kind of ends kind of limey, a little piney as well for me. Mm-hmm. Scott, are you a fan?
Definitely. I don't really notice the alcohol until the aftertaste.
Yeah, after it sits on your tongue for a second, that's when you really start to notice it.
Whoa.
Little warmth on the tongue.
Yep.
Do you guys know where the Fear.Movie.Lions name comes from?
Do not.
So there's an app. It's called What 3 Words? And it's basically a mapping app like Google Maps or whatever. And what they've done is they've broken up the map, the entire world, into these squares. I don't remember the size. I think it's a 3x3 foot square. And there's a square for every piece of the earth. And every square has a combination of 3 words to describe it. And so, like, it's supposed to make it so you can more accurately send people directions. Because sometimes you send them an address, and if it's in like a strip mall, you end up at the wrong side of the mall when you're looking for a business.
Yeah.
And so if you send them the words, the 3 right words, it'll send them to that square that could be your front door or whatever. So Fear.Movie.Lions is a square in the middle of their Richmond Brewery, Stone's Richmond Brewery. It's right in the center. They plopped it on the app. It's Fear.Movie.Lions.
Sorry, I was just thinking like the Egyptians. Like,
Right.
I'm thinking we're about ready. We're getting primed for an apocalypse or something like that. Because like you think about it, like all we do when we send text now is a bunch of pictures, like hieroglyphics. You know what I mean? And it's like now our coordinates are going to be these 3 words. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, God, they're gonna find it in a tomb somewhere or something. We're all gonna be gone and be like, "What the fuck did all this mean?"
Fear.Movie.Lions.
Fear.Movie.Lions.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So, anyways, I found out about this beer like a year and a half ago, and thought it was a really cool story. And I actually used that app, the What 3 Words app, when I did the proposal to my now wife. It was a scavenger hunt, and I used some of the coordinates from What 3 Words for her to find the next spot.
I see.
Yeah, so Fear.Movie.Lions is one. I forget the coordinates for like where I had her eventually find me in the scavenger hunt. My front door, I forget the 3 words, but one of the 3 words is breasts. So I always just crack up every time I do my front door. It's like something breast, something like it's a boobs. So anyways, so that's the story behind the weird name of it. I thought that was pretty cool. So if you type in Fear.Movie.Lions into the What 3 Words app, it'll take you right to the middle of their brewery in Richmond.
Cool.
So there you go. A little nerdiness for you.
Did not know that.
Now you have it. Back to news. Anheuser-Busch has acquired the remaining 68.8% of the Craft Beer Alliance. They're the ones that make Kona. If you remember back in August, they were supposed to either put up or shut up. They either needed to purchase the remaining shares of CBA or pay a $20+ million fine.
Oh, that's right.
And they just didn't answer them and had to pay the fine. And then they didn't say what they were going to do. And they just went radio silent on the whole thing. It was really weird. But last week they said they're going to buy them out. They're getting them at $16.50 per share. I think the original plan that they by not saying anything opted out of was $24 something per share. So I guess they're saving money. I don't know how many shares it was to buy the rest of them, but I guess enough to make up for that $20 million they had to pay them. So
holy hell,
very strange.
Yeah.
But another buyout this week. Also, PBR is transferring most of their production brewing to City Brewing by December 2024. They had been brewing with Coors. They had some issues, some legal battles over it. They wanted to cut down production. PBR is like, we've already fucking paid you. And so now they've gotten out of that, and they're moving to City Brewing, wherever that. I think that's in like Wisconsin or something.
Dang, that's like 5 years from now.
Yeah. Within the next 5 years, they'll be out of Coors, I guess.
God dang.
White Claw, when you're drinking Claw, there is no law. White Claw maker to invest $385 million in new locations to up their production. They say they missed out on, I think it was like 20 million cases they could have sold if they were able to make more this year. Them basic bitches.
Wow.
Buying up all that White Claw. You know what it is? It's all the bros and the frats.
Yeah.
Buying up the White Claws. I've seen some pretty broy dudes at the grocery store like, let's get the Claw. Like they're coming out with 12 packs of White Claw. I'm like, do you think that's impressing people? Enjoy that Claw, bro.
That's right. Claw it up.
Yeah. A beer insulting the California utility PG&E is getting some backlash. Anger over devastating California wildfires sparked by Pacific Gas and Electric power lines is coming to a head in beer. Steve Doty, owner of Shady Oak Brewing in Santa Rosa, California, announced a new beer called FPG&E, describing it on Facebook as a classic California pale ale featuring cashmere and Simcoe hops. You had me at cashmere, and a touch of malt sweetness. Doty said told the press that he meant to draw attention to the negligence of PG&E executives and was stunned by the onslaught of critical comments by people who said they are related to utility employees. One person who said she was married to PG&E gas servicemen commented on Facebook that she found the label insulting. My husband has been working 18-hour days and not seen his little boys for the past 2 weeks to help our local community. Your label is hurting the men and women that work day in and day out for their community. Other people attack Shady Oak by giving it a 1-star on Yelp and Google or calling the tap room with violent threats. PG&E has been blamed for a series of destructive wildfires in Northern California in recent years that have killed dozens of people and destroyed thousands of homes. Its workers have been attacked amid sweeping blackouts last month meant to prevent electrical equipment from toppling or coming into contact with branches and sparking fires. Not that helped. The state's largest utility, PG&E, faced a vote. This is from last week, Wednesday, by state regulators whether they can open investigation into the outages. Doty posted an apology to those upset by the beer name. As a consolatory gesture, he offered $1 off of a beer for those who, to those with an honest review on social media, and $2 off of a beer for PG&E employees. But Doty said he is still standing by the name. While the brewery typically rotates its lineup of beers on tap, he said he's considering making an exception because of the popularity of FPG&E. My general rule for the brewery is that I don't want to brew the same beer twice. We had a great weekend. The sales were crazy.
Wow.
Okay. I got to jump in on that.
Uh-oh.
Because PG&E, I don't know if SCE is the same as PG&E.
They're different entities, but they do the same thing.
Okay. SCE, for those of you who are not in the area, Southern California Edison, which is our electric company.
Right.
Okay. So they're doing the same thing. They're saying, we could have these revolving blackouts to say, first of all, the fires.
The lights are flickering.
Whoops. I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah.
First of all, the fires were the worst that they've ever been. So their revolving blackouts are not working. And so being part of the blackout, I was 8 miles away from the fire and my electricity got turned off.
Mm-hmm.
When I talked to people that were right next to the fire who were actually on notice to be possibly evacuated, when I told them, hey, what about the lights being turned off? They're like, what are you talking about?
Right.
So anyway, it's a bullshit thing. SCE is pissed off because people are suing them because their equipment is bad and it's outdated.
Right.
And they're too cheap to fix it. So what happens is we get our power turned off for 25 hours. Like a week before the power got turned off, we were getting a notice every day. Hey, we might turn your power off because the winds are blowing and it's dry. Once we got our power turned off, they said, okay, we fucked you, so you're good now. We've had wins since then, and not one email. So it's a bullshit thing, and I mean, it's fucking pissed off about it.
Yeah, the same day you had yours turned off, we had ours turned off. Not quite as long.
Yeah,
we were 2 blocks from the evacuation line. We were almost evacuated. Fire got, I think, I'd call it 2 miles from us, 1.5 miles, 2 miles.
God dang.
Yeah, there's a couple exits. It's 2 exits down from us. So, we lost power for a while. It finally came on that night, where yours came on the next morning. But yeah, they turn them off ahead of time because it's a planned thing and they're trying to prevent fires. Then the fire breaks out and there's no human going like, oh, guess what? We don't need to keep it off over here where there's no fucking fire, and maybe turn it off where there is a fire. The other thing is, it's not preventing any fires. They're still breaking it. Like, all it's preventing is people from getting information.
They're not turning it off anywhere near the fire.
No, it's just making it so people who are near the fire can't get information. And it's getting crazy.
You have to poke your head out of the window into that unhealthy air and see what's going on.
Yeah, like I said, I spoke to a coworker that had to actually leave work early because his wife called him and said, hey, we might be evacuated. And when I talked to him the next day, I'm like, hey, what about the power being turned off? He goes, what? Our power wasn't turned off?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a bullshit thing. they're pissed off. People are suing them because their equipment is outdated.
Right.
So they say, okay, well, fuck you. Then we'll just turn the power off randomly.
To try and prevent this.
Yeah, to make it look like we're trying to prevent this, but we're actually not. We're just
in reality, we just need to upgrade our shit.
We're just like saying fuck you.
Yeah. So
well,
fuck you, PG&E.
Yeah,
and SCE.
And SCE.
That's right.
We should brew a beer called Fuck SCE.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's work on that.
We'll high five with what's his name up north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
what's his name up there?
Yeah. I do need a brew. I haven't brewed since April.
There you go.
I think this weekend, being a long weekend with Thanksgiving, I was planning on doing a possible brew. It depending if I get my house, somewhat dust free, and maybe I'll brew the Fuck SCE brew.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, then we'll drink it and we'll say "fuck you, SCE."
That's right.
As they turn our lights off.
Yep. Yeah. How are you gonna do your podcast now?
Yeah, I got batteries, bitches.
Oh,
suck it. And then finally, one of Scott's passengers leaped from his car.
Oh, right.
No, passenger leaps from drunk woman's car. Oh, it was Scott's passenger then. A Long Beach woman was arrested. Yeah, after police say she hit multiple cars while driving drunk, and her passenger leaped from the car for fear of her safety.
Holy hell!
According to police, Madeline Benegas, 49 of East State Street, was driving a 20. Is that your alter ego?
Yeah.
Was driving a 2017 Nissan Rogue with a 24-year-old woman in the passenger seat. As she was driving at 5:25 a.m. on Sunday, police say Benegas struck multiple parked cars on Cherrywood Drive and Milburn Avenue in Baldwin.
Oh my God.
The passenger, fearing for his safety, jumped from the car and called police. Police said that officers found Benegas in front of a home on Northern Boulevard, pulled her over. She was then arrested without incident. She was charged with DWI, second-degree reckless endangerment, and 7 counts of leaving the scene of an accident with property damage. That could only mean she hit at least 7 cars.
And 5 stars.
Right, and scheduled to be arraigned today in First District Court. Yes, 5-star ride, but a 7 charge rap sheet there. So
that's funny. It asks you like, oh, why did this go bad? And be like, oh, I got in an accident. Yeah. I wonder if after that is, how much do you want to tip? No, I don't.
Wait, no tip? What?
Yeah, because what is it, like under 3 stars, they ask you what was wrong. I think like it's 3 or under. Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, why did you report that? We got in 7 accidents. How much would you like to leave a tip?
Yeah.
$1, $3, $5, custom amount.
Oh my God.
Oh, that would be great. That'd be really good. That's it for us. Thank you all for listening. Thanks for joining along. Hope you enjoyed your beers. I'm pretty sure we enjoyed ours. I know I did. Don't forget, next week, interview with Alyssa, a.k.a. Southern Beer Girl, from Jagged Mountain Brewing over in Denver. I cannot get enough of Denver beer, by the way. I need another trip out there.
Oh, man.
Every time I go to Denver, I'm amazed by how delicious the beer is. Our friend Davis out there is always talking about how tasty the beer is. So shout out to Denver Beer. Shout out to Davis and all that good stuff. So check out the interview next week. In the meantime, and in between time, theunfilteredgentleman.com, at The Unfiltered Gentleman on social media, except for Twitter, at Unfiltered Gents. You can find Dan at Cleanup Glass on Twitter. Scott is Unfiltered Scott. Find him on the twats as well.
Yep.
The Twit Box. And I think that's everything. Oh, don't forget to drunk dial us, 805-538-BEER. It's 2337. Hope everyone out there stays very well hydrated. And on that note, good night, everybody.